If you've made it so far, congrats, good job. We are almost there. We are now going to talk about business intelligence. So, what do we make of all that data? How do we present that to someone who doesn't want to read an entire table? How do we make it more digestible as information? That's where we talk about business intelligence. So, this is the process of collecting, analyzing, and visualizing data to support decision making. Because we have so much data, this helps organizations make data driven decisions, not just make decisions out of the blue, but no, make decisions based on the data that you have and better present them. You want to identify trends, you want to identify patterns within your data, you want to make it more accessible, more digestible, more understandable through data visualization. So there are a lot of tools that can be used for this, like Excel, like Tableau, like Splunk, like Power BI. We talk a lot about dashboards, and this is what we're going to cover here. A real world example will be a company using business intelligence to analyze sales data, identifying the top performing products, and adjusting their market strategy accordingly after viewing charts and graphs. And this is typically what it looks like. Like you will typically see dashboards like these, something like this that you are going to create yourselves. It's going to take time, but you are going to be able to create those like these. And there are so many use cases. There are so many use cases like in finance to track revenue, to track expenses, to track profit margins, like in educational institutions to analyze student performance, course popularity, in e-commerce companies in retail to identify the best-selling products, customer trends, in the healthcare domain to monitor patient data and hospital efficiency. And there are so many use cases, so many, so many. So what tool can we use for business intelligence? Consider the ease of use, consider data handling, consider visualization, and Excel is great. Tableau is great as well. So we can use either Excel or Tableau. There are so many others. These are just a few. So Excel is easy to learn. It's used for small to medium data sets. It has basic charts and basic graphs. Tableau, on the other hand, it has a good drag and drop interface. It's very easy to use. It can take large data sets, complex data sets. It's advanced. It has interactive dashboards. It has live data connections, so you can work with your dashboards in a live manner, and it can automate reports and dashboards. So to install Tableau, before I show you how to use both, to install Tableau, you can use Tableau in two ways. You can either go online or offline. So online on their website, offline you install on your computer. For the online version, you go to this website, which I will post in the description. Then you follow the steps to create an account and activate via your email. 14 days free trial. It's very straightforward and self-explanatory. You go there, you create an account, they'll send you an activation on email, you confirm, and you should be good to go. The offline version, you go to this website, which I'll post in the description as well. After you download it to your computer, you follow the installation steps, and then you select register for free for 14 days. So you will see the steps like these. So this is what the online version would look like. As you can see at the top here, 13 days left in the free trial. You can create an account and make sure to use it as much as possible during your free trial. And this is the offline version. So this one is in my computer. Also 14 days free trial inside the computer. Now to export data from SQL to Excel or to Tableau, it's very simple. After you run your query, you export your results as a CSV file. We are going to do that together. Then you upload the file to Excel. You highlight the data that you want, and then you create a chart. And then you customize your data, your charts with labels and colors. That's with Excel. We're going to do very basic ones. You run this query, which I've already run on my end. Select star from student. It gives you the students in the database. What do? You go on export, export CSV. So I'm going to export mine as a CSV file. Then I go to Excel, file, open, and I will open the file that I just downloaded from SQL. So that CSV file that was extracted from SQL. And that's going to give me a table in Excel. I just zoomed in, and I'm going to center all these to make it a little bit cleaner and bold these. Now to create a simple chart within Excel, you can select the names and their GPAs. Then you go to insert, you click on recommend the chart, and you will see that it will recommend some charts. Now the first one makes the most sense here. And with these are your students, and this is a bar chart you just created. Now you can do some formatting with the different suggestions that are proposed by Excel right here to see the highest students in class. Keep in mind that this was just a simple query to see all the students. Now, one thing I like about Excel is that you don't have to go into SQL to change certain queries or to reorder them. For instance, if you wanted to sort these numbers from the top student in class to the lowest, you can select your cells. You go into the data section, you click on sort, continue with your current selection, sort from largest to smallest. Now what happens, you see how it's reordered in class for the students. And you can do different types of sorts as well. Very short example. And you can also format your chart, put this in uppercase. And if you go in the chart design, you will see different types of formatting that are suggested to you. And you can also change like the color of this heading. You can bold it, you can change the color. And depending on how you want to do your design, you can do so many things. Now, this was Excel. It was a very short example. Let's go ahead and do the Tableau one. To extract your data to Tableau, multiple ways. You can connect directly to a SQL database. You're going to load, update, and preview the data, and you will drag specific fields in the rows and column sections. Select the chart, modify your dashboards and your pages accordingly, and do some color coding. So Tableau on its own is an entire course, but I'll show you a few tricks on how to use Tableau. If you've installed Tableau, then you should see this on your home screen. Remember, you register for the free version 14 days. One cool thing with Tableau is that you can also connect to a file. So if you have a PDF file or a Microsoft Excel file, you can do that. We are going to be doing pretty much the same thing. Normally, what you will do is to connect to a MySQL server. So you will come here to connect MySQL server once you start Tableau. This is for your desktop version, but it's a very long process for this beginner course. So we are not going to go all the way into doing this for now. All you need to do here is connect to a file. You click on more and you upload from what you downloaded in SQL. So when you upload that file that you downloaded from your SQL, this is what it would look like. And next you can go ahead and create your sheets and dashboards. So what you do here, you have different sheets. On the left, you have the different tables that you had created, if you remember, and then you have some valued measured. So what are a few things that you can do? Now, remember, we only have a very few number of values in our table. So a lot of things will not be very cool for now, but it's really just to show you how to use Tableau. I like to keep the habit of renaming. So I'll rename like the different number of people in the class by sex. I'll drag this to columns, and then I will do a count in the rows. So you have females, you have males. One thing you can do, which is also nice, you drag sex into color here so that you view your people by color, and then you can right click on color, or you click on color, you click on edit colors. And now for males, you can have blue, and females, you can have pink. And that's one way of representing your value. So you see 3 females, 2 males. And if you take a look on the right, you can see different charts and graphs. So this is like a pie chart for 3 females, 2 males. You can add a label. So you drag sex into label right here. It will tell you males and females. So you have more females than male. This is just one example. And you can make it bigger. You click on the size and you make it a little bit bigger. So you can filter this however you want to. Now to create another sheet, you just come down here, you click on the plus where it says new worksheet. I like to go around and play with some of these. Another interesting thing you can do is you drag their birth date into the column field and you drag their GPA into the rows field. Now you see that it calculated the total GPA 7.7. What we're going to do, you click on sum here, you go into the measure and you want to check the averages. So what does it say? Students born in 1987 typically have an average of this. Now, we only have 5 elements in our table, unfortunately, but this is just to show you how to represent that. Those in 1995 are here. And what you can do is sort by ascending or descending order. So you see here, you have these arrows that help you sort in different ways. And you can also change the color like I showed you earlier. If you drag GPA into color here, and you want to make sure that, so you click on GPA, you want to make sure that you're on the average. Then when you go ahead and you click on color and edit color, temperature diverging, for instance, so that the worst ones, make sure it's reversed, the worst ones in red, the best ones in green. And when you hit OK, you see that the lower GPAs are in red and the better GPAs are in green towards 4. Now, this is just a random thing that I came up with, but you can have multiple sheets. The goal at the end will be to create a dashboard. Always remember to rename your sheets so that it makes sense at the end. So this one, we will call it GPA per birthday. And on the third sheet, let's go ahead and create some random sheet. So I'll go ahead and drag the first name. I'll drag the last name, and maybe in the column, I'll put the birth dates. So you see who was born in which year, and then now you can drag the birth date into the text section so that it will show it right here, like who was born in which year. So it orders them per year. And in the label, you can go ahead and specify like different ways in which you want them ordered, like month, for instance, or day, like which day they were born. Or you can have the full date of birth if you select day. Now go ahead and play with Tableau and see how some of these values, you can have good results with them and meaningful results. When you have multiple sheets, let's rename this one. Now, when you have a few meaningful sheets, you go ahead and you see where you have the 4 things and the plus sign. On the size, make it automatic. Here, you select floating so that you can move your sheets around. You take your sheets, you drag it in here. This is the first one that we had created. It was the sex of the people in your class. Second one, GPA per birthday. This one as well, you can rearrange that accordingly. And thirdly, you have birthdays that you can drag here. And you can also rearrange that the way you would want. Also, make sure to rename your dashboard. And suppose you see something that you would like to modify. Maybe you're not satisfied with your dashboard. You go back into the specific sheet and you change what you will want to change. For instance, we are in the dashboard, and if you wanted to see exactly what's the GPA number, you can go back into the GPA per birthday. You select the GPA score and you drag it to label so that you will see exactly what it says. Now, make sure you click and it's on the average, not the sum. And if you click on format, you can have the number of decimals. So when you get back to your dashboard, you will see it right here. Now, this is a very basic, simple dashboard. We haven't really done a lot, but make sure that you go ahead, you play with these. Tableau on itself is a very massive course. This was just to show you how you could create dashboards and interactions. You can email us or reach out to us for more exercises or more examples. Make sure you play around with these. You try to see by trial and error what you could create with the measure values and more, and see what you could create eventually. If you're working on a website version of Tableau, you can do the same. All you have to do is come here, click on data, click on new data source, click on files, and upload from your computer. And you can do the same exercises very easily. So this is how to use Excel, Tableau to represent data in the business intelligence form. Try to use as many examples and exercises on this as possible until you get better and you feel more comfortable.
How'd it go? Well, I hope you learned something new. Make sure to follow us on all our social media, and more importantly, make sure to check out our website at cybermuk.com and order the flashcards that will help you study and retain the material even easier. Check us out on our next course. Can't wait to see you there.